Hey guys, Bolt here with SB Studios. We're here to go over the um, Dragon Ball Super superheroes. So, I've already went over Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, and all of the movies. So this is the first thing in a while that's came out for Dragon Ball, because the manga hasn't been turned into the show yet. Anyways. Without further ado, let's get into it. This one should be a pretty simple one. So, anyways, Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and the Brawly and Co. from Dragon Ball Super Brawly. So going back to Brawly real quick, in case I didn't cover that, I'll have to go look back at it. So basically, it's just like we return back to the Bardock times, and it just gets retold. But in this time, basically Vegeta and Brawly are the ones that kind of get born together, and with Brawly already born at a higher level than Vegeta, they send Brawly off to Vampa, which is a unlivable planet normally, because it's such a dangerous ecosystem there, that they send Brawly to get killed. And when Paragus, the father of Brawly, comes back and figures out that his son's been sent, he goes after him, killing off the other Saiyan with him, and kind of just being deserted there. But because it was on the king's orders, they hold a grudge instead of Brawly being tormented by the cries of Kakarot or Goku. This is just being the Vegeta family is the problem for them. So anyways, they're living their best lives. After Dragon Ball Super comes to an end, after TOP, Frieza's now alive. He's going looking for a new Frieza Force, finds a few people, but they have two new people, Chile and Lamo, and they discover Vampa, find Paragus and Brawly, bring them back to Frieza, and because Paragus was alongside the Frieza era of Saiyans, he kind of knows how to just bend the knee as soon as it comes to it. And now that they have Saiyans, they would like Brawly to go against Goku and Vegeta. So Frieza gets the Dragon Balls, because he wants to be 1 inch taller, and Bulma wants to be a few years younger. So they're kind of doing a race for the Dragon Balls. But of course, Brawly, Goku, and Vegeta get into it. Goku and Vegeta show off the God powers. Then when Brawly gets angrier and entering the Wrath state, which is basically Ozaru, but you don't have to worry about turning into that giant ape. It's just your rage and the power boost just based on your normal state. Sorry. But anyways, when he starts getting angry, they have to bust out Blue, and it kind of shows their roots. I believe Goku shows off a little bit of green, which means he might have a hint of the legendary power. And then he also goes into UI real quick for 2 seconds. But he jumps to Blue. Anyways, Vegeta and Goku are having to team up to even attempt to stay alive with Brawly. Eventually, to make him boil over, Frieza kills Paragus and says that the blast from the battle kills Paragus. That makes him blow a stack, makes him go to full-powered Super Saiyan, I believe it is, which is basically the legendary state for the canon. They get into it. Eventually, Goku and Vegeta have to go to Piccolo to regain the knowledge of how to use the fusion dance, because they fail at it both at fail A and fail B, which is the thin and fat form. And then they eventually get to Gogeta, go attack him, back to Brawly. They're doing pretty good at base. Then they transform to Super Saiyan, and then eventually they do they're so powerful that they kind of go into this realm, and to bust out of it, they go blue and release the power, full power Super Saiyan, and basically Gogeta still has the upper hand, but eventually he won't. So Gogeta goes and uses the Stardust Breaker to kind of damage him enough to try to put a final not a final Kamehameha. I wish it was a final Kamehameha or a Big Bang Kamehameha. It would have been a lot better. But it tries to go use a full powered Kamehameha on him. But Chile uses the Dragon Balls to save Brawly, bring them all to Vampa. Eventually, Frieza goes into... basically, he leaves the planet thinking, hey, I need to do if no other person's going to do this for me, I need to do it myself. So Frieza goes into hiding to go basically train. Goku finds them on Vampa and says, hey, here's some supplies, but I want to train Brawly to understand that strength on his own. So that's where we jump onto Superhero, where Goku, Vegeta, and Brawly are not really a part of it, alongside Whis and Beerus and Chile and Lamo. Basically, they're on Beerus' planet training. Goku and Vegeta basically get into a fight, and Vegeta wins in the end. But basically, they're trying to get Brawly to understand his powers, his anger, and all that. And the biggest thing also is that his powers would damage most environments. So because Lord Beerus' world, any godly world like King Kai's planet, the Supreme Kai's, Secret Grounds, all of that stuff is a lot higher than any of the other planets. So they choose a deity's world to kind of train without any chance of wrecking it as bad. So now that we're on Lord Beerus' planet, he's meditating, understanding his anger, learning how to calm down. He's basically not speed learning like Kale did, but Kale's Berserker form is the closest thing to canon of what he just got. So that's basically what they're doing. Jump to the actual main cast, which is weird because those are your main Saiyans, but we have Gohan. He's studying and all that, and Pan's over here finally as a little kid. I think she's like 4 or 5 or something like that, and Piccolo's kind of training her to fly and all that, but better than she did her father. He's starting to kind of get more into human culture, like phones, little plushies. He has his own home, like Majin Buu kind of did. And he's kind of sticking around the Gohan and Vidal's home to kind of have a more sustained relationship with them. And basically, he hears about, I think, I'm trying to remember what happened. So, I think it was like the grandson of Jiro. I believe it is. So, Jiro had a wife which was like Android 22 or 21 from the Fighters game. They had Android 16's human one, and he did have a son which was Magna or something like that, and he's a genius. He's gave himself a Wolverine skeleton. Well, actually, no, he made his skin impervious to bullets and a lot of other things, so his skin is very tough to get through. But just like his grandfather, he knows how to make androids and make them powerful. But the thing is, he's got a lot more gifted than Jiro because he can make them almost infinitely more powerful. So Red Ribbon's still around. Once they figure out that the grandson of Jiro is getting released from prison, which I guess he did something that kind of pissed a lot of people off and got them endangered, so he had to go to prison. Um, so they basically say, "Hey, we'll fund your stuff. We'll give you." He's pretty fond of like cookies and all that. We'll give you food and we'll give you the money to fund your projects. We just want a like like something to destroy the Z fighters, because they basically framed them as invasive aliens, or like, yeah, invasive aliens, because like the Saiyans and the human race, these humans are teaming up with them to conquer them. He makes Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, which are basically the superheroes, and they do a lot of great Saiyaman stuff. But basically, they have the infinite energy of the not organic beings, but like Android 14 and 15, where they have infinite energy. But they're almost as powerful as a lot of people from TOP, and they actually they beat Piccolo, and because there's no Piccolo, there is no protector for Pan, so they take Pan as like a ransom, and Gohan hears about it, so he has to get into action, which even at Super Saiyan in his ultimate form, he's doing alrightish, but he has to get angrier and angrier for things to work out. Piccolo goes and gets the Dragon Balls. Well, it's weird. So there's 2 wishes on these Dragon Balls. So the first wish goes towards Bulma getting a bigger butt, I believe. And then Piccolo, he unleashes his potential, which gives us Orange Piccolo, which is just a overpowered Piccolo with the ability to beat these Gammas 1 and 2. It's basically the Cell arc over again. It gives him enough power to fight the androids, but not enough to defeat them. Because his power does drain fast, because it's a new form. While they're fighting, we get understanding of what Red Ribbon was cooking up with the grandson Jiro, and it happens. They're trying to make a new Cell. Hey, everyone who wanted Resurrection of F to be a Cell movie, here you go. And it's Cell Max, which means he's made from the same material and idea of Cell, but he's meant to be bigger, badder, and way powerfuler. Which he comes up like a giant, and he gives everyone trouble. We get a teen Goten and Trunks. That we get a retired cop, Krillin. We get Android 18. But it's still like they're having trouble. So Piccolo learns that he has the ability to become a giant Namekian, and everyone thought it was just he was going to be a lot more powerful, or like it was another transformation. It's just a technique that makes it like a bluff. You look bigger, but you're kind of like releasing your power throughout your body. So you still have the same amount of powers you had when you were this big, but now it's all like contained in this bigger body. So he's able to hold down Cell Max enough to kind of do stuff, but he does so much damage to Piccolo that it looks like he died. And again, like Piccolo is like almost as bad as Krillin at this point with deaths, but that makes Gohan snap, and basically he becomes what everyone knows from the Dragon Ball community as like Blanco, which is like the creation of the Gohanverse, which is kind of like the red eyes and all that. So it feels cheap, but hey, we got a new transformation for Gohan. It's Super Saiyan White. Oh gosh. Anyways, it's just basically it's kind of like the Wrath form Brawly mixed with Ultimate. is basically the best thing we can describe it as. And oh my god, it looks like Super Saiyan 3 hair, but pointy. Anyways, he's able to full Masenko the dome of Cell. Actually, no, he special beam cannons it. He kind of shows off that he's wanting more Piccolo teachings. And basically, the dome of Cell is like its weak point. He just obliterates it. And I guess Gohan's vision, like he has to wear glasses in normal state, but any other state he doesn't need them. Weird. And that's really it. Pan gets rescued. Gamma, either Gamma 1 or Gamma 2, I believe it's Gamma 2, sacrifices himself to give them an opening. And all the Red Ribbon Army's base has been destroyed. So let's hope they don't ever come back again. Because now that the Jiro's grandson is no longer on the side, like he gets hired by Bulma, because Bulma's looking for basically implants and youth looking. So she teams up with him to make her look good at all times and kind of slow down the aging process without having to use the magic dragon for petty reasons. And she will fund his robotic projects as long as it's like pretty good. So that's really it for the Dragon Ball superhero. And just in case I did tackle Super Brawly again. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.